and welcome back to my channel. So we have a winter storm yet again for Monday to Tuesday, January 15th to January 16th. And this time we are expecting 4 to 5 inches of snow in the immediate area as the median value for this storm. This storm is great news for DC snow lovers because it will most likely snap the snow drought that has been going on for around 600 days for this immediate region. As we can see here, for the high end amount, so this is a 10% chance of happening, we have a 6 inch or possibly 6 to 7 inch total around the DC area, since this is the high end amount. And for the low end amount, we have a 90% chance of this amount or higher amount. We are expecting 2 inches in the DC area and maybe 2 to 3 in the northern and western suburbs, as well as the far southern and western suburbs. And also the percent chance of snow amounts that will be greater than 0.1 inches, we are almost certain that we will get more than 0.1 inches, and extremely certain that we will get more than 1 inches. It's still 100%. And for 2 inches, we are still extremely certain that we will get more than 2 inches. And for 4 inches, we are still pretty certain, about 40% or maybe 50% in this region. And 6 inches, this is kind of iffy because we might only get 3% chance of getting 6 inches, mainly along the spine of the Blue Ridge and further north into Westminster and Hagerstown. So as we can see here for the snow and ice forecast, this potential is vastly different and higher for this winter storm than on the one on January 6th. Not only do we have a medium potential impact versus a low potential impact, but also medium confidence versus low confidence for the I-95 corridor as well as the Piedmont. Now for the actual model where we can visualize the storm moving, it's originating on the corners of Missouri, Oklahoma, and Arkansas and continuing to move east. And it is developing and intensifying across Tennessee and Kentucky. And by 6 a.m. or daybreak on January 15th, this snow will start reaching the DC immediate metro area, and it will linger until around 9 a.m. and it will kind of dissolve into the Blue Ridge Mountains as more heavier and steadier snow continues to push north and east. And by noontime on Monday, moderate to heavy snow or at least steady snow will be falling in the DC metro area. This trend will continue until around daybreak on near midnight on January 15th, when the snow begins to recede out of the metro area and lingers just north. But as we can see here, this low pressure system will make a jog north and then back out onto the Atlantic Ocean. So this snow will linger just north of the DC region, come back into the DC region, and then attempt to continue to move north. But since there is still some residual instability due to this warm air and Arctic air coming in from the north from the high pressure system, there will be some lingering snow in the DC metro area until around noon on January 16th, where it finally all pushes out and onto Atlantic Canada and out away. So as we can see here for this event total, we can see around maybe 4 to 5 inches, especially north and west, but 3 to 4 inches, actually 3 to 5 inches in the immediate DC metro area as well as far southwestern DC. This storm will be extremely different from the January 6th storm in terms of the setup for the Arctic air. This Arctic air is coming in from the North Pole and it has pushed deep into the lower 48 states. And freezing temperatures are now extending along a front from Texas and further northeast along a line. And as this temperature profile continues to move, this Arctic air continues to pour in due to this front that had been dragging it along behind it, but it had raced across our area this morning and set off some snow squalls. And as this air continues to push south and east, temperatures decrease. And as we can see here, for the wind, the upper level jet at 30,000 feet is showing a split, which is extremely optimal for heavy snow in the DC area. And this split is forecast to continue. And as you can see here, this jet is dipping with ice cold air from this area, coming into the lower 48 and merging into the split. And this is the budding low pressure system that will be forming as this cold air continues to push south into Tuesday. And this is an extremely strong jet streak, about possibly 200 mile an hour winds up in the atmosphere, which signifies an extreme temperature gradient that is pushing from the northwest to southeast, and it is continuing to move. And by Wednesday, it will enter the DC region, and we will be in the mid to upper teens by that point. But as we can see here, this winter storm will coincide with this cold air, so the DC region will get all snow or no snow. There is practically no chance of a wintry mix or a changeover to rain. So for Monday and Tuesday morning commuters for the DC region, we are expecting moderate impacts such as hazardous driving conditions and closures and disruptions. So we might have to watch this and stay careful. Thank you for watching.